When it comes to make weapons as Terraria has, it can be rather difficult to balance them all. Luckily, Terraria does a really good job balancing its items. Most of them are good for a couple of progression bosses, but eventually leave your hotbar and enter an item frame. But of course, a couple are bound to slip through the cracks. Some are garbage at any point in the game, and some are just insanely broken. I noticed a certain case of the latter that I haven't seen anyone discuss before, so I figured it'd be interesting to make a video on it. So without further ado, this is the most overpowered Terraria weapon you've never heard of, the Stronghold. I'd imagine a few of you are wondering, the Stronghold? I've done dozens of Terraria playthroughs and I've never seen that thing. I don't blame you. The Stronghold is an old-gen console exclusive bow, because Terraria just cannot balance bows. Now, it may look like some boring old bow, and most of the stats support this. It does about equal damage to the repeaters and lacks the power of auto-fire. What makes the Stronghold special is its ability to fire spectral arrows instead of ordinary arrows. Spectral arrows are another console exclusive item. They're an arrow that inflicts cursed flames. They do a touch more damage than cursed arrows. At this point, it just sounds like a weird cursed arrow bow, right? Well, this is where the Stronghold starts to really break the game. Spectral arrows, while seeming like some kind of upgraded cursed arrows, are anything but. They are dropped by your good old pal Okram, the old console exclusive final boss. So you have a bow that transforms any arrow you fire into an endgame reward. Seems a bit strange, huh? The base damage of the bow plus spectral arrows actually makes it deal equal damage to the hollowed repeater, that's not even taking the debuff into account. Basically the equivalent of having a bow in current Terraria that fires luminite arrows. The worst part about the arrows is you can pick them up after you fire with them. So if for whatever reason you decide not to use the Stronghold, you just shoot at the ground for a couple of hours and get hundreds of spectral arrows, and it'll be set for the rest of the game. Pretty busted, huh? And somehow I haven't even got to the worst part. The crafting recipe. Take a guess what you need to craft it. Hollowed bars? Cursed flames? At least some souls of some form. No. You need Hellstone bars and 2 Molten Furies. That's right, this stupid bow is obtainable in pre-hard mode. There are so many things wrong with this. Firstly, the damage alone just shreds any pre-hard mode creature you could possibly encounter. The dungeon has no chance against it, Queen Bee is a joke, and the poor wall of flesh can barely do anything against it. And on top of that, it lets you get Cursed Flames pre-hard mode. Cursed Flames are designed as a great early hard mode option. Getting them before that is just so stupid. Not to mention, it lets you get Cursed Flames on a Crimson World. That actually brings me nicely into my next point. The Stronghold can hard carry you through early hard mode. It only really starts to become ineffective around Terraria, and at that point there's only 3 bosses left until you're supposed to get spectral arrows, and it can also get you those early, as previously mentioned. So, assuming you fail the Eater of Worlds or Brain Cthulhu, but again enough drops to make a pickaxe, you can get the Stronghold and use its spectral powers to breeze through 7 bosses. That's more than half in that version of the game. You see why I think this thing is OP? You know, the wiki says that its successor is the Shadow Flame bow, since they look similar and have comparable effects in the arrows. But I'd say it's passing the torch on to the Daedalus Storm bow, because both are just completely broken. The Stronghold is a very unique bow, don't get me wrong, but it just feels like it's put into the wrong point in the game. Let's look at another console exclusive bow to see how to correctly do it. This here is the Vulcan Repeater. I know it's not technically a bow, but it fires arrows, so it's close enough. Much like its little brother, the Vulcan Repeater turns normal arrows into a special kind of arrow, this time something called a Vulcan Bolt. The Vulcan Bolt just straight up explodes. Cool. The Vulcan Repeater, paired with the Vulcan Bolt, easily does the most damage of any bow in this version of the game, but is far more balanced. For one thing, because Vulcan Bolts explode, you can't pick them up for later use. And also, the crafting recipe needs you to have Souls of Blight, another item dropped by Okram. So, the bow that feels like it's at the end of the game is actually at the end of the game. I think the Stronghold is a very unique concept for a bow. The arrow conversion thing is a great idea, but it's a shame it's implemented in such a stupid way. Do we want the Stronghold to return to modern Terraria with some balance changes? Well, no actually. Like I said earlier, the wiki says the Shadow Flame bow is basically the successor to the Stronghold. It feels like a more balanced version of the weapon, seeing as you can actually obtain it in hard mode, the arrows can't be picked up, and it fades out of relevance after 1 boss, or 3 because of the mechs. If you want to see what the Stronghold is trying to be, use the Shadow Flame bow, it's pretty fun. Alternatively, the mod I've been using to record this, called Terraria, actually fixes up the Stronghold by balancing it to be more like a pre-hard mode version of the Shadow Flame, and it's really fun. Sure, it's still a touch overpowered, but since you can't pick up spectral arrows anymore, it feels like it eventually fades from relevance, as it should. It also makes a couple of small changes to the weapon, like making it auto swing and for some reason making it even easier to craft, but it's the most authentic experience you can get on PC. Anyways, that'll do it for today. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, consider subscribing. All the cool kids are doing it. It also was a pretty short video, but I've got 2 other big ones in the works, so I hope you're looking forward to those. And I will see you all next time.